In the headlines, tourism industry on course for a positive outcome, in excess of $14 million invested in education programs for the last financial year, and concerns over quality of local products prompts a call for a testing facility for agro-processors. I am Andrea Lee with the Channel 5 News, back with the details after this. Thank you for staying with us. First up, a projected 5% growth in the tourism industry for 2017-2018 will partly rely on a rebranded marketing campaign and new strategies to sell the destination. The word from Tourism Minister Senator Robert Tang, who says there is already some impressive statistics on stayover arrivals.
We had what we call our tourism summit last month, where all the reps came down and they presented, and so far the results are definitely positive. And for the first 5 months of the year, we have very positive results. But a lot of persons say sometimes, yes, having more people in the country is good, but are they spending more money in the country? If you also listen to the report by and I'm happy that they said it, that wasn't us who said it, by the Dominica Hotel Association, the STR report in terms of hotel occupancy, because until you have more persons in the hotels who employ the majority of individuals, so the occupancy rate for the first 5 months is actually 61%. I think that's the highest it has ever been. So our efforts are working.
Tourism authorities expect visitor arrivals to grow, given a $3.5 million increase in the tourism marketing budget for this financial year. The marketing budget now stands at $12 million. A rebranding of the tourism marketing campaign is also underway as part of a move to boost performance in the industry.
So Dominica is a place for you to come and rejuvenate yourself. It's not a bacchanal, quote-unquote bacchanal place like many other countries. Dominica is that place where you can come, relax, see the whales, see the dolphins, see the turtles, go into the hot spas and just rejuvenate yourself. So this is what we're basically selling. So what we're selling is the nature aspect of Dominica, and we're trying to make sure that our message goes specifically to these people. And with the result that we have, it means it is working. We just have to continue doing that. So there's a tourism master plan that says that if our growth strategy is the B strategy, then if we have the full budget, then we should be able to realize an increase in arrivals by between 5 to 7.5% annually. So this is what we're striving for.
Another strategy will also entail providing more promotional information on the destination to travel agents,
so that when people are going to the travel agents, so although many people still use the internet, they still sometimes go back to the travel agents to get some type of verification. So if the travel agents don't know who we are, it means we get bypassed. We've also joined CLIA, is the Cruise Lines Association for the tour operators, and we do regular webinars with them to explain what Dominica is, and that all of these little factors are having a significant impact in terms of persons being more aware of Dominica. And if you go to a travel agent to try and get a vacation and you say, hey, I'm into hiking, I'm into this, they can now say, well, Dominica is a great place for that. Before, persons would not have known about Dominica.
In other top stories, the People's Republic of China has reaffirmed its commitment to the social and economic development of Dominica. Speaking at a ceremony on Wednesday to award scholarships to 12 Dominicans, Chargé d'Affaires of the Chinese embassy here said his government and people remain dedicated to helping build the future of Dominica.
Please allow me to take this opportunity to reiterate China's continuous support to Dominica's economic and social development. Moreover, at this ceremony, I can put an important footnote to our commitment that China does not only support today's Dominica, it is our great honor to support the future of Dominica. Dear recipients, the meaning of Chinese government scholarship lies beyond the monetary system, the monetary sum that you are receiving. It lies within the opportunity to broaden your horizon and explore the world.
Meantime, Education Minister Peter Serja challenged the 12 individuals to be pillars of a modern Dominican society.
We are on the way to realizing a modern and prosperous Dominica. And you, the 12 awardees here this afternoon, must see yourselves as privileged and called to be a vital part of the human resources on which this new Dominica is being built.
The scholarship recipients are Daniel Scotland, Daniela Paul, Jenkins Bob, Gandhi Matthew, Nahim Brumand, Kamali Sevre, Kurtley Daru, Nikesi John Finn, Maxwayne Bertrand, Darren Lloyd, Kathleen Paul, and Kershal Fafan. Speaking of enhancing the population's skill sets, over $14 million have been spent on various education programs in the last financial year. Education Minister Peter Serja says the government is committed to developing the human resource capacity of the country through educational advancements.
As we speak, the government is investing heavily in our citizens through a diversity of programs. In fact, some $14.8 million have been expended in the last financial year on financial assistance to young Dominicans. I believe that given the current global challenges, our nationals must be provided opportunities to be equipped to meet these challenges. The education is a major component of this government's agenda and strategy for national development.
Ahead of the 2017-2018 national budget presentation, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit had revealed that a special program is on the cards to encourage young people to pursue master's degree programs in areas of national interest. To this end, Serja noted that the 12 most recent recipients of scholarships from the government of the People's Republic of China will be studying in fields that are priority areas for the government.
I look at your course of study and I'm impressed by your interests, including clinical medicine, biotechnology, electronics and information technology, computer science, environmental science and engineering, civil engineering, telecommunication, engineering, architecture, financial management, and international relations. These, to my mind, are all areas on our national area priority list, or on our national training priority list. You, my friends, are now leading a new generation of scholars, innovators, and leaders.
The Chinese scholarship program was first introduced to Dominica in 2004. To date, 163 students have benefited from the program. Still in education, for 23 years, First Domestic Insurance Company has invested over $100,000 for students to attend high school. The company presented 11 scholarships on Thursday at a ceremony at its Roseau office. That includes 6 new scholarships and a one-time assistance for the child of an employee. Chairman of the Tong Group of Companies, Curtis Tong, said the private sector should complement government's efforts at investing in the education sector.
For you young people, education is a must. It's a must. It's the only way that we are going to get ahead. And for those of us who listened to the address in Parliament, you'll notice that the government has increased substantially funds for education in that budget. The private sector also must play its part and has played its part over the years. And we'll continue to play our part, and this is the reason why we're here today. Because we want to play our part in making certain that persons and children who are not able for whatever reason, to go to secondary school will have the opportunity.
Tong has advised the scholarship recipients that they should stay away from people who will try to lead them astray.
You have to look for those people that you think will help you, and people who would say to you, "Did you do your homework last night?" So you have to look for the right people, because it's not just an education, it is what you do with it and how you control your life. Stay away from persons your age and particularly over your age that will want to lead you astray. Will tell you of the good things that you can get if you do certain things. Stay away, because there are lots of people who will mislead you.
Coming up, Dominican youth better equipped to assist in times of emergency. That and more when we return.
Watch out, summer. Mapping is doing it big from 17th July to 31st August with free installation and cash prizes. Here's the drill. New customers sign up for any of our services and pay no installation, plus a chance to win cash prizes every week. Existing subscribers pay off your outstanding balance and you too will qualify to win. Sign up, pay up, and win, 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 because life is better with Mapping.
Welcome back. The Dominica Manufacturers Association wants government to consider setting up the necessary facilities to boost the standards of the agro-food processing sector. President of DMA, Severin McKenzie, said while there is need to expand on locally made products with export potential, the quality and the packaging have to improve. The DMA is proposing government establishes a laboratory for testing and certification of locally processed products.
In fact, one of the proposals that we submitted to government is that they should, in collaboration with the Aid Bank, make a facility in the industrial estate at Canefield available. Retrofit a building with sufficient space, with all the sanitary and necessary facilities, so that you can bring in some of those agro-processors to be able to produce in an environment that is safe and that can meet the international standards. Because you do not expect a manufacturer on his own to have every little manufacturer to have a lab in his facility. You understand? I think this is government's responsibility to create a proper lab where products can be tested to meet the international standards, and then the manufacturers can then access this facility.
Agro-processors are also facing challenges with sending samples of their products to be tested overseas.
People are trying to send products to Guadeloupe, to Trinidad, to get tested. The problem that we have with that is you send a sample overseas to be tested, then you get the results. Where is the guarantee that the products that you're going to produce meet the same standards or meet this under the same conditions of the sample that you actually sent? Or are you going to continue sending samples at an enormous cost?
McKenzie says the DMA, in its earlier proposal to government, had requested beefing up the capacity of the Dominica Bureau of Standards and improving the Chemist Produce Lab.
We are looking forward to the enhancement of the Chemist Produce Lab at the Botanical Gardens, where producers can actually take their products to be tested without having to send it overseas. This is why when the Prime Minister approached us for assistance to the manufacturing sector, we were quite clear that it is not only making money available for people to go and take loans to do their business, but to create the proper environment so that people can produce.
In other news, the chairman of the Emergency Shelters Subcommittee, John Fontaine, is reminding Dominicans to be aware of the emergency shelters in their respective communities. His advice comes as Dominica and the region are now in month 3 of the official 6-month-long hurricane season. Fontaine noted that last year, some shelters were struck off the list as a result of Tropical Storm Erica in 2015.
Last year we had some challenges. Even this year we had some challenges post-Erica. For example, you had the Collier School and the Colibri School they were used as shelters before Erica. And last year they had to be out of the list because they were compromised. But these buildings are back on, so in the Collier community we had a major challenge because with the school being out of commission, we were left with zero. We were offered a small church building by the Seventh-day Adventists in that area. And we really want to publicly thank them for offering the building. It is still available. It's not that big, so some people can still, go there.
The subcommittee chairman says the number of emergency shelters is now back to normal, but people must be mindful of which shelters have been approved pre and post an event.
Some of the public buildings that are listed, you may notice that some of them are listed as post-shelter. And that is the reason for that is, according to the strength of the storm, we wouldn't encourage people to go there. And if it survives after the disaster, yes, we can. So that's why some of them are written post event shelter.
Fontaine also commended the neighborhood approach to providing shelters when the need arises.
There are a number of shelters island-wide that are not listed on the official list, and that is based on the neighborhood approach because there are persons who will go to a friend's home or an uncle's home because they know they have access and they've already had that agreement if things turn a little ugly that they can come then secure themselves. So the neighborhood approach is something that we want to promote too.
The full list of emergency shelters can be found in local newspapers, online at odm.gov.dm and on Marpin's graphic channel. Moving on to the National Trail, where major rehabilitation works will be done on segments of the Waitukubuli National Trail damaged by the 2015 Tropical Storm Erica. Acting Trail Operations Manager Gillian Robinson said improvements are needed on the trail, including restoring signage. Her comments following the experience by the Seventh-day Adventist Church group that spent the night on segment 9 of the trail after one member encountered difficulty with a bad knee.
There are different types of signage along the Waitukubuli National Trail. We have the entry signs, the very large billboard-sized entry signs. They're located at the trailheads of each segment. We have directional signs. They are branded Waitukubuli National Trail. We have our iconic yellow and blue blazes, which are everywhere along the trail. Segment 9 suffered quite a bit of damage through Tropical Storm Erica, and we have had severe erosion along the trail. The feedback from the hikers is that for the most part, they were able to follow the signage. It was clear. There was one particular area that they indicated to me where there was a mix-up with signage because there was other signage apart from the Waitukubuli Trail signage, so they were a little confused by that. And then there was another area that had massive erosion, and so they had to look around for a bit to find the yellow and blue blazes, but once they found it, they were able to continue.
Robinson said she expects rehabilitation on parts of the hiking trail to begin this financial year.
We do recognize as a trail management unit coming out of this incident that there is some work to be done. During this financial year, there's going to be extensive work on the trail in terms of rehabilitation, and special attention is going to be paid to the adventure segments 8 and 9.
And 27 young people from around Dominica are now better equipped on how to help their communities in emergency situations. This, as a disaster preparedness workshop for youth aged 13 to 18 came to an end recently. The event was organized by the Office of Disaster Management, and Program Officer with the ODM says some pertinent points were covered for the youth to be better prepared to assist in crisis situations.
Most of the important that we covered had to do with comprehensive disaster management, concepts and risk reduction. We also covered first aid, CPR as well, We also did some water rescue, and we also look at components to do with the map reading and navigation. It is similar to the CERT program that we normally do, but it is tailored to the youth. So we meet the expectations of the youth in there. After the completion of this training, we expect them to be advocates. And when I say advocates, I mean advocates for change. We're looking at really changing the culture of awareness in our communities and in around Dominica.
Frederick says the ODM has already seen benefits from the program, which is now in its 5th year.
What we've noticed is that the students are becoming more familiar with the subject, one, and two, we started in 2013, but in 2015, we had Erica, and we had a number of those youths coming in and volunteering their time and assisting in some communities that were affected. So I think it's a very positive program, and it assists them quite well. It's an initiative where we look at one, building the interest, and two, building the awareness level in terms of safety and disaster preparedness concepts and perceptions.
That's news. Stay tuned for your sports highlights. First up in sports, the Dominica Cycling Association looks to maintain momentum following the country's hosting of the first OECS Cycling Championships in July. The first national race after the recently concluded regional tournament is expected to take place on Sunday from 2 p.m. The race is open to everyone interested. President of the Dominica Cycling Association, Ronald Charles, is making a special appeal for youth and women to participate.
Now, it is important to note that on Sunday, we have in various categories, and it's important also that we're urging and encouraging the young people, the young junior cyclists, to please turn out, and even if you have a mountain bike, it doesn't necessarily have to be a racer. If you have a mountain bike, you can turn up and be part and take part, because we have various sections. We'll have the juniors, the masters, and or senior riders. We have the women, and of course, what we are saying is we want the women to turn out to ride. The route we're looking at is from Maboid Bar, which is our popular area that we start our race, to Layu, turn, and back. But this time for the senior riders, they'll be doing it twice. For the junior riders, they'll be doing it twice too, sorry, I do apologize. They will be doing it twice. And the women and mountain riders will be doing it once.
Trophies and medals are up for grabs. He says big things are up ahead for Dominica's cycling.
Again, we're looking forward, as we know, the president of the Caribbean Cycling Association made the pronouncement that we will be hosting the 2018 OECS Championship, Cycling Championship. And having said that, we also know that 2018 is reunion year. So it's big things to come for the cycling. So we're looking forward to that. We also want to say that we will have a representative at the Commonwealth Games in 2018, and that is in Australia, if I'm correct. We will be sending a representative, so we're looking forward to that.
In volleyball, the senior men's national team has won 2 of 3 matches so far in FIVB World Championship qualifiers taking place in St. Lucia. In the Thursday morning match, Dominica defeated St. Kitts 3-2. In Dominica's second match of the qualifying tournament, it lost to St. Vincent on Wednesday night in St. Lucia. Scores for that game: 27-25, 18-25, 25-14, and 25-18. And on Wednesday morning, Dominica defeated Antigua 3-1. Scores: 24-26, 25-19, 25-20, and 25-20. In football, Ronald Charles Cochran will be looking to put out the fire service from the top spot of the Domlek-Roseau Valley Football League when they face each other in the finals. It is scheduled for Saturday at the Trafalgar Playing Field from 3:30 p.m. And in fencing, the Dominica Fencing Association expects to increase the level of interest and number of people involved in the sport in Dominica. It will host its summer camp on the week of August 14th to 19th at the Dominica Public Service Union Hall. Participants are expected to be introduced to the rules and codes of fencing, equipment used in fencing, basic fundamentals of footwork and physical fitness, among other areas of the sport.
All in all, this camp is also a trial for us to see how independent we have become, but at the same time, it's a great opportunity for us to continue our development in a quality manner and attracting the best that we can, to our program. If you're looking for more information on our sport, you can look through our Facebook page, Dominica Fencing Association, for more information. You can contact me, Woody Lawrence, 275-1317. So, as I mentioned, it's a $50 registration.
It's now time for the weather report.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's weather broadcast. I'm your presenter, Annie Carreto-Joseph. We begin this evening by taking a look at earlier infrared satellite imagery, which showed this area of deep convection associated with a tropical wave currently moving away from the Lesser Antilles. Visible satellite imagery showed multi-layered clouds over Dominica during the afternoon, with some pockets of convective cells over the Lesser Antilles. Radar imagery indicated shower and thunderstorm activity over Dominica and the Lesser Antilles this afternoon. Some flooding was reported over the northern part of the island this afternoon. Conditions for tonight: partly cloudy to cloudy skies with some showers and the possibility for some thunderstorm activity. Tomorrow, partly cloudy to cloudy skies with some scattered showers with the possibility for some thunderstorm activity by afternoon. Sea conditions: slight to moderate in open water with waves up to 5 feet. Let's take a look at conditions for the next 3 days. Again, tomorrow, Friday, partly cloudy to cloudy skies with some scattered showers and the possibility for some thunderstorm activity by afternoon. On Saturday and Sunday, partly cloudy to cloudy skies as well, with some shower activity expected by late Saturday afternoon into evening and early morning Sunday. Across the region tomorrow, partly cloudy to cloudy skies with some scattered showers can be expected throughout the chain with the possibility for some isolated thunderstorm activity. On the international scene, partly cloudy skies can be expected in New York, mostly cloudy skies in Miami and London, and some possible thunderstorm activity can be expected in Caracas and Beijing. The sun will rise tomorrow at 5:50 a.m. and set at 6:31 p.m. For up-to-date information, log on to our website at weather.gov.dm or call the weather hotline at 447-5555. Please remember that we are in the hurricane season. Please keep updated. Thank you and good evening.
To end the news, the headlines again. Tourism industry on course for a positive outcome. In excess of $14 million invested in education programs for the last financial year. And concerns over quality of local products prompts a call for a testing facility for agro-processors. Feel free to contact us at news@marpin2k4.com. You can also access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Andrea Louis, and to all of our viewers around the world, thank you so much for watching. Join us next time.